Hey there, my name is Neelam and you're watching me on Neelam Ielts. In today's video, we are going to see a template that you can use for 70 cue cards. Yes, you heard it right, 70 cue cards. Let me tell you the truth. Not in just these 70 cue cards, you can use this template in every single cue card. As you might know, like your essay where you have to write the 4 paragraphs in the cue card, we are going to cover at least 5 stages. It means in every cue card there are at least 5 stages that you have to answer. That means in every cue card, first of all you have to introduce the topic. Then you tell the base of the story. At the third stage, you tell the main part of the story. At the second last stage, you tell the reasons for your liking or disliking, and at last you tell the feelings towards that particular thing. So before giving you insight into those 70 cue cards that you can cover using this single template, let me provide you with the clear understanding of this template. So before starting, let me suggest you one thing. Rather than coming up with a new story every single time you get any cue card, you must master a single technique. Because when you master a single technique, you become perfect in that and your performance will be outstanding in front of the examiner. And you may end up scoring your desired band score. Alright, so let's start with the introduction of the template. During the journey of my life, I have stumbled upon multifarious dash. That dash depends upon the cue card. Alright, if it is all about places, you're gonna say places. If it is all about objects, you're gonna say objects. It means that depends upon the cue card. Although majority of them were dash, but there were quite a few that have left their footprints in the sand of my heart. Alright, so in this structure, your content again will depend upon the cue card. For example, if the cue card is about unforgettable place, so you're gonna say that although majority of them were not so special that I have already forgot them, but there were quite a few that have left their footprints in the sand of my heart. If it is all about the activity, whether it is tough or easy, then you're gonna say although majority of them were as easy as pie, but there were quite a few that were tough and they have left their footprints in the sand of my heart. Alright, so it means the twisting depends upon your main cue card. And then exactly you're gonna paraphrase your cue card here. To that comes the main part of the introduction. It means exactly the topic will be introduced here. For example, one such place I want to shed light upon is Shimla, where I visited this, that. One such activity I want to shed light upon is cooking, which I did, dash. It means again, like you're writing, you're gonna paraphrase the question. You're gonna paraphrase your cue card statement here. And in this way, you give the natural touch to the cue card. Alright, now don't comment me in the comment section that this is memorized, because you're going to twist it as per the scenarios, as per the circumstances. Then comes the second part. It means the base of the story. So in the base of the story, you're going to cover these WH extensions. It means what is that, when, with whom, or where. Alright, you tell the base. For example, when did you learn cooking, right? That what was the activity, when you, learn it, who do you learn from, and where did you learn? So it means that I have to use a personalized story here. Basically, you're going to tell the base, you're going to make the foundation of your story. Let's have a look at the second example of the base of the story. For example, you have to talk about a gift. Then you have to say what it is, when it was given to you, who gave it to you, and where. Then you're gonna say that simply I threw a party on my 21st birthday and all my kith and kin, gave me a lot more presents, and there my grandmother or there my cousin gifted me this watch. Like this, any personal story will be spoken and will be created by you here. I hope you understood the second aspect. That means the base of the story, foundation of the story. And after the foundation comes the main part of the story. And I will share these story plots with you right after I am done with this template. Alright? You're going to talk about any place, you're going to talk about any person or any object or any activity. Either you can use the same story plot that I will be sharing, or you can twist the story plot. But mind it, idioms should be used, at least 2 or 3. Alright, then comes the second last stage. In the second last stage, you have to tell the reasons of your liking or disliking. Alright, for example, if it is a person, then you're gonna say reasons of your liking. For example, it is all about irritating person, then you're gonna say the reasons for disliking. And if it is about the place, again the reasons for your liking. Alright, so I hope you got it. Let me make it more clear with the example. For instance, if I will have to speak about the person, so after telling the main part of the story, I will add up 3 or 4 more qualities. Maybe generous or kind-hearted or philanthropist or hardworking or diligent and all that stuff. And that means I have to tell the features especially here. Features of place, features of people, features of object or features of activity. And finally it is time for the last stage of the cue card, where the examiner says you to share your feelings toward that particular cue card, whether it is a person, place, activity or object. So let's understand it. If I explain the reasons of my liking towards dash, my liking towards person, my liking towards object, all I can say is like once in a lifetime sort of personality, once in a lifetime sort of object it is. It is not only dash but also dash. It is not only traditional but also has the modern look that makes it unique. And icing on cake is that it means again a new feature will be added here. That it is so majestic that it enhances the beauty of your place or your home or your room. So I hope you understood these things. Let's understand with the people. I have to tell the features of the people here. If I tell you the reasons, that all I can say is he's once in a lifetime sort of personality and is not only philanthropist but also kind-hearted, and icing on cake is that he organizes several seminars or he just arranges free of cost classes for the underprivileged people. So you can expand it as much as you want. Alright? Finally comes the last stage of your cue card. That means you have to conclude your cue card while telling the feelings. Here most of the times examiner says you to describe your feelings toward that particular thing he's asking in the cue card. So let's understand it in the context of the people. For example, I have to talk about my neighbor, right? So when it comes to my feelings about this person or my neighbor, since when I met him, my low esteem has vanished in thin air. If something has vanished in thin air, it means that has totally eliminated from your life. Whenever I meet him, I always feel myself on cloud 9. You may use I feel over the moon, I feel amazed, stunned and all that stuff. And that person, it means that Mr. Sohan has become indispensable part of my life to the extent that whenever I get a chance to meet him, I never miss the part. It means you never leave the single chance of meeting that particular personality. If it is all about the activity, then you're gonna say that when it comes to my feeling about this activity, since when I performed it, my low esteem has vanished in thin air. And whenever I remember that particular incident, I always feel myself on cloud 9. And this activity has become indispensable part of my life to the extent that whenever I get a chance to again execute this particular activity, I never miss the boat. This is how you're gonna use this single template in almost every single cue card. Mind it, in every single cue card. And mark my words, master a single technique, become perfect, and perform amazingly in front of the examiner. Thank me later for this. And I'm gonna share the 4 story plots today in this video. And those 4 story plots will cover up your 70 cue cards. Learn 4 story plots that will be helping us to cover these 70 cue cards. For example, I have been asked about a person. It may be any person whom I met. It may be any person who is actually famous or popular all over the world. After telling the introduction that during the journey of my life, I have stumbled upon different personalities. Some of them were not so special, but there were quite a few that have left unwipeable, impression on my heart. And one such personality is Mr. Rohan, who is my neighbor or who is my teacher and all. That's it. If it is all about, the prominent personality, then you would say that during the journey of my life, I have stumbled upon various personalities. Some of them were not so special, and some of them, or there were quite a few who have left their footprints in the sand of my heart, and one such personality is MS Dhoni. After that comes the base of the story, that how did you come to know about him or her. If it is a person, your neighbor, with whom you have personal relationship, then you would say you have met him or her in a party, right? If it is a person who is prominent and you have not, got a chance to meet with that particular personality, then you would simply say that once I was just watching television and out of blue an ad popped up about this movie and all that stuff. You can just simply add anything, whatever you like. And at the third stage comes the plot of the story, and the plot of the story is like the book. If I'm talking about the book, then I would say that this book shows the wonderful journey of MS Dhoni from rags to riches. Rags to riches means how did he cover his journey from poor background to rich person. It means a poor family. He had to run from pillar to post to make his both ends meet. That means he had to struggle a lot for arranging his square meal. It was definitely not a piece of cake for him to scale heights of success. The meaning is, it was not an easy task for him to get the success. At the initial stage of his career, he even worked at a specific railway station. But all these obstacles could not stop his ride of success. It means nothing could stop him from getting the success. He moved heaven and earth to achieve his goal. And thanks to his strong willpower and persistent dedication, he managed to steal the limelight across the world and eventually became the heartthrob of millions of his fans. Now, this story you have used for a prominent personality. What if you have to speak about a person whom you know personally? Then you can just use the same stuff, but after that you are not going to say that he has become the heartthrob of millions of his fans. You would say he became the source of inspiration for majority of our kith and kins. Now listen to me while speaking about my neighbor. So I would say that his life story shows the wonderful journey of Mr. Rohan from rags to riches. As he was born and brought up in an underprivileged family, so he had to run from pillar to post to make his both ends meet. It was definitely not a piece of cake for him to scale the heights of success in his career. At the initial stage of his career, let's say he works in a multinational company, right? So I would say at the initial stage of his career, he even worked at a specific small shop. But all these obstacles could not stop his ride of success, and he moved heaven and earth to achieve the higher level job. And thanks to his strong willpower and persistent dedication, he managed to steal the place. He managed to make his place in a multinational company at a reputed post. That's it. And eventually he has become the source of inspiration for majority of our kith and kin. Like this, you can give it a personal touch as well, this story plot. After that, the third stage of the cue card, there you will be telling some more features of that person. Maybe hardworking, maybe, witty, maybe like hilarious, you would say that, happy-go-lucky sort of person, or philanthropist who loves to help each and everybody. So in this way, and at last you're gonna share your feelings, as I earlier mentioned in the template, that if I talk about my feelings toward Mr. Rohan, then since when I met him, my low esteem has vanished in thin air, and whenever I meet him, I always feel myself on cloud nine, and he has become this much indispensable part of my life that whenever I get a chance, I never miss the boy. So I hope you understood how you're going to use the template and this story plot in 26 cue cards. What are those 26 cue cards? Let me share right now. After that comes your second plot, and the second plot is all about activity or skill. Now, for example, I have to talk about a difficult thing. Then according to the introduction of the template, I would say that during the journey of my life, I have done different difficult things. During the journey of my life, I have tried my hands in different activities. Although some of them were as easy as pie, but majority of them were as easy as pie, but there were quite a few which were hard nut to crack for me, and that have left unwipeable impression on my heart. And one such activity I want to bring in limelight when I happen to learn cooking. That's it. Now the base of the story, the second part of that template, when, where, from whom, then you would say corona period time mein there was lockdown, and there you had to you got plenty of time, and then you decided to learn this skill from your mother, who may be having great culinary skills. That's it. After that comes the main part of the story. Alright, then you would say that learning cooking was definitely not a piece of cake for me. In fact, I had to run from pillar to post for learning the mechanism of cooking at the earlier stage. Maybe you are wandering here and there for getting the recipes or different sort of ingredients, right? But under the guidance of my mother, learning it became as easy as pie. It means बहुत आसान बन गया, and she told me all the ABC of cooking. There you can add some ingredients, continental dishes, some traditional dishes, some recipes, some spices. It means you can give the personal touch to this story plot. And with the continuous practice and strong determination, I became able to cook not only the continental dishes but also some traditional, cuisines as perfectly as a pro. And after that comes reasons for your liking or disliking that You're going to just speak 3 or 4 features of that particular activity that might have boosted your confidence, and it has made you self-dependent in terms of the cooking. Plus, you got a chance to experiment with different dishes and ingredients and the recipes. So I hope you understood, and at last you are going to share your feelings about it. That how do you feel about it? Whenever you cook anything for everybody, you receive tubs and tubs of appreciation, and that gives you a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. Now, speaking cue cards is as easy as pie, right? Thank me later in the comment section. Alright, so after that comes your third story plot. It is all about the place. A particular video has been uploaded on my channel about the places where you will get the detailed information about it, but here there is just a superficial part of the story. Now, introduction of any place, like any unforgettable place, a place you visited recently, a place you visited when you were a child, anything, right? So introduction would be the same. Introduction of the template. During the journey of my life, I have visited several places. Some of them were not so special, but there were quite a few which have left, their footprints in the sand of my heart. And one such place I want to bring in limelight is Amritsar, or it can be Hyderabad, or it can be your Shimla, anything, right? Story, the second part of the template. Base means आप कहाँ, where you went. I'm sorry, I'm feeling like speaking in Hindi. Alright, so the thing is, I have to tell, those WH extensions, when, where, with whom you went and all. You would simply say that during my vacations, I got plenty of time to spend with quality time, and you came up with a plan to visit this place. That's it. After that comes the main part of the story, that when you reached there, what did you see that it was unforgettable? If it is a bad place, then what did you see that it was unforgettable, right? In the same way, you're going to twist it. So for good places, you say, as in when I reached there, or we reached there, we were absolutely amazed and stunned by seeing the magnificent beauty of that place. As it is situated at stone's throw distance from an international airport, so people of not only my country but also of the entire world never miss the boat to visit there, which makes it a culturally divergent city. One can get the golden opportunity to imbibe cultural diversity. Icing on cake is that since it has become the hotspot of the tourism, so finding a decent job is not a hard nut to crack. Why did I include tourism here? Because there are two aspects of the tourism. On the one side, it helps you to absorb the cultural diversity. You get a chance to meet with different people. You get a chance to see different cultures, right? The other hand, it may create the pollution. It may create crowd that will lead to noise pollution. It means I can twist it in any way, whether it is positive or negative. Story plot would be the same. I hope you understood the logic behind including the tourism factor here in this cue card. Otherwise, I would have spoken about if I'm talking about the beach, ocean, tides, all that stuff, right? If I'm talking about, the mountain areas, then I would be speaking about the mystic valleys, crisscross river, snow-capped mountains, and that particular stuff. But intentionally I included the tourism factor because tourism can be molded in any form, whether it is your positive or negative. When I'll be talking about the positive things, I will talk about the positive aspects of the tourism while attaching it that with that particular place. And if I have to talk about a bad place which is really polluted, which is really contaminated, where there is a lot of garbage, where there is a lot of, noise, then I would just say the negative aspects of the tourism, that as it is situated at stone's throw distance from an international airport, so a lot of people come there and that leads to a huge crowd, and that crowd creates noise, or that crowd throws garbage or litter the place, and that may lead to the negative thing that is happening at that particular place. I hope you understood, right? Alright. Now let's see how to twist the story plot in the negative sort of sentences, right? Now see the template for the bad places. As in when we reached there, we were absolutely stunned by the magnificent beauty of maybe snow or hills or snow-capped mountains or mystic valleys, right? However, while taking the trip down the road, we stumbled upon heaps of garbage. As it is situated at stone's throw distance from an international airport, so people from not only India but also from other countries never miss the boat to visit there, and which has led to the heaps of garbage. Or if it is a noisy place, so which has led to a huge crowd that adds up to the noise. To make the matter worse, it means irony of the time is that neither the local nor the central authority pay any heed to improvise the situation. And after that, you're gonna tell some more reasons you dislike about it or what you did about this thing. You may have complained about anything or anybody. Because the same cue card I can talk about, the same story plot I can use, talk about a time when you complained about something and got good results. So the same story plot can be used there. I hope you understood. Let's learn our final story plot, that is all about the objects. Now, if you have to talk about a traditional object, Now, if I have to talk about a traditional object of my country, then I would just use the introduction of the same template that during the journey of my life, I have stumbled upon various objects. Some of them were not so special, but there were quite a few which have left unwipeable impression on my heart. And one such object I want to bring in limelight is dash dash. It can be any wooden almirah or any piece of furniture or any table or any mirror frame, anything. All right, then comes ki who gave it to you, when and where, and all that stuff. So again, the personal touch to the story. You may have thrown a party to somebody or to your kith and kins for your birthday, and after that you received a lot of gifts, and there you got this one gift from your cousin, and after that you're gonna just speak about this story plot. So I would say, as in when I saw this object, I was completely stunned and amazed by the magnificent beauty of this object. Although I'm not aware of the systematic mechanism of making it, कि मेरे को नहीं पता, that I don't know how to make it, but I was informed by my uncle that it is made up of dash. You know, that depends upon the object. If you're talking about earthen pot, so you're gonna say that it is made up of clay. Then if it is like all about wooden almirah, then you would say it is made up of teak wood or any sort of wood. Understood? So it requires not only dash but also dash as the key components. Then you're gonna just make a list of another two important ingredients. For example, in your painting you require the brushes and the color combination, something like that. So beautiful carving has been done upon it, and that easily catch the attention of the beholder. And thanks to its unique design and extraordinary efforts made by its creator, I received tubs and tubs of appreciation for it. Alright, understood? And it is placed in maybe like in your room or hung on the wall of your drawing room, and that there it is adding charm to the beauty of your house or room or any place where it is available or existing. If this video was useful for you in any which way, please hit that like button and never forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.